Arion. Wise men of science have now decided that certain animals may be able to speak, and have begun to question dolphins to find out if this is true. The old stories are full of clever beasts. Talking is the least they did. The dolphin in particular frisks through the blue waters of mythology. There is something about this playful fish which has always tickled the fancy of those who tell stories. So the scientists are in good company. There is the story of Arion. He was the son of Poseidon and a naiad, and favored by Apollo, who taught him to play the lyre most beautifully. Arion lived in Corinth. He was a brave, adventurous young man and wanted very much to travel. But an oracle had said, "No ship will bring you back from any voyage you take." So he was forced to stay at home. For his 20th birthday, Apollo gave him a golden lyre, and he was wild to try it out at music festivals held in Sicily and Italy. Oracles are gloomy by nature, he said to himself. It is rare you hear of a happy prophecy. Besides, I must see the world no matter what happens. Thereupon he took his lyre and set sail for Italy. He competed in the festival at Tarentum and won all prizes. He played and sang so beautifully that the audience was mad with delight and heaped gifts upon him. A jeweled sword, a suit of silver armor, an ivory bow, and a quiver of bronze-tipped arrows. He was so happy and triumphant that he forgot all about the prophecy and took the first ship back to Corinth, although the captain was a huge, ugly, dangerous-looking fellow with an even uglier crew. On the first afternoon out, Arion was sitting in the bow, gazing at the purple sea and absently fingering his lyre, when the captain strode up and said, "Pity, you're young to die." "Am I to die young?" said Arion. "Yes." "How do you know?" "Because I'm going to kill you." "That does seem a pity," said Arion. "When is this sad event to take place?" "Soon. In fact, immediately." "But why? What have I done?" "Something foolish. Permitted yourself to become the owner of a treasure which I must have. That jeweled sword, that silver armor. You should never show things like that to thieves." "Why don't you take what you want without killing me?" "No. We thought it over and decided it would be better to kill you. It usually is in these cases. Then the person who's been robbed can't complain, you see. Makes it safer for us." "Well, I see you've thought the matter over carefully," said Arion. "So I have nothing more to say. One favor, though. Let me sing a last song before I die." At the music festival, Arion had invented a song of praise called the Dithyramb. He sang one now, praising first Apollo, who had taught him music, and then his father, Poseidon, master of the sea. Then he sang a song of praise to the sea itself and all who dwell there, the naiads and the nereids and gliding fishes. He sang to the magical changefulness of these waters, which put on different colors as the sun climbs and sinks, silver and amethyst in the early light, hot blue at noon, smoky purple at dusk. He sang to the sea, smiling, treacherously kind, offering the gift of cool death for any hot grief. So singing, he leaped from the bow of the vessel, lyre in hand, and plunged into the sea. He had sung so beautifully that the creatures of the deep had risen to hear him. His most eager listeners were a school of dolphins who love music. The largest dolphin dived under him and rose to the surface, lifting Arion on his back. "Thank you, friend," said Arion. "A poor favor to return for such heavenly music," said the dolphin. The dolphin swam away with Arion on his back, the other dolphins frisking about, dancing on the water as Arion played. They swam very swiftly, and Arion arrived at Taenarus and made his way to Corinth a day before the ship was due. He went immediately to the palace to his friend Periander, king of Corinth, and told him his story. Then he took the king down to the waterfront to introduce him to the dolphin. The king ordered his smith to make a gold saddle for the dolphin, and invited it to stay in the castle moat whenever it was in the neighborhood. The next day, the ship arrived in port. Captain and crew were seized by the king's guards and taken to the castle. Arion stayed hidden. "Why have you taken us captive, O king?" said the captain. "We are peaceable, law-abiding sailors." "My friend Arion took passage on your ship," roared the king. "Where is he? What have you done with him?"
Poor lad," said the captain. "He was quite mad. He was on deck singing to himself one day and then suddenly jumped overboard. We put out a small boat, circled the spot for hours, couldn't find a trace. Sharks, probably. The sea's full of them there."
"And what do you sailors do to a man-eating shark when you catch him?" asked the king.
"Oh, kill him, of course," said the captain. "Can't let them swim free and endanger other sailors."
"A noble sentiment," said Arion, stepping out of his hiding place. "And that's exactly what we do to two-legged sharks in Corinth." So captain and crew were taken out and hanged. The ship was searched and Orion's property restored to him. He insisted on dividing the rich gifts with the king. When Periander protested, Arion laughed and said, "Treasures are trouble. You're a king and can handle them, but I am a minstrel. I must travel light." And all his life he sang songs of praise. His music grew in power and beauty until people said he was a second Orpheus. When he died, Apollo set him in the sky, him and his lyre, and the dolphin too. And they shine in the night sky still, the stars of the constellation Orion. They shine on pirates and minstrels, on wise men trying to learn the language of animals, and on simple men who have always known it.